Sky News.
Let's have a look at the rest of the news for you this morning. Here's Charlotte.
Thanks, Stephen. Tate & Lyle's announced the sale of its historic sugars business to an American rival. The group is selling its European sugar refining business.
We'll be running off screaming at the sight of a maggot. And there's something about if they actually fell on your head, I think, that would be quite disturbing.
Yeah, no, thanks for that image, though, Charlotte. See you later. Now, we all know that Britain... So let's have a look at the very latest showbiz news from the papers this morning with entertainment journalist Tony Kell. Good to see you, Tony.
Good morning, Stephen.
And kicking off with the On Show on the front of the Mirror.
Well, yes, this is it's kind of a lesson in tabloid journalism, really, how you keep football on the front page for yet another day. Well, you just add Christine Bleakley, and that's how it's done. And it's actually not a story. It's about them being pictured in Sardinia, I think it is. But what is important, it's like they're kind of like the first time they've done public display of affection. So that's why, and now everyone's speculating they're going to get married, as they do.
I mean, you know how all these things work. I mean, this surely has all been a setup.
Well, look, I know how these things work in terms of how they get the pictures, and you are aware of when this happens. So, they've decided now not to be so cagey about it, because they have been right up to this point, haven't they? So now, yes, come out, let's have our picture taken together. It's a new life.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're pictured together, we know they've been going out for a while, and suddenly, as you say, they're talking about, oh, well, Frank really wants to get married, and his mother would have approved, and I mean, it's going from the sublime to the ridiculous.
Well, look, I think Christine always gets what she wants.
Enough said. Let's move on to The Sun.
Yes.
The Pussycat Dolls, at least one of them, heading to the X Factor.
Well, that's right. Well, just like you and I, Steve, my brother likes to be surrounded by beautiful women. And he's got his way yet again, because he's hired Nicole, the Pussycat Doll, who, of course, is Lewis Hamilton's girlfriend. And she's going to be the last in the line of guest judges on the X Factor, which I think is great news. Apparently, it won't sort of please Cheryl too much, because she was a bit rude to her some time ago.
Yes, she was. She said she couldn't sing, didn't she?
Yes. In a sentence, yes.
Ooh, I suppose you could you could throw that back at Cheryl, couldn't you?
Well, it's a two-way street, that one, I think, isn't it? You're sounding like Louis Walsh now.
Maybe Cheryl will booby-trap her seat or something. Something will happen when she sits down.
Yeah,
or...
I have to say this, though, Charlotte. I really admire these girls doing this, because it's the hardest job in the world to come as a guest judge.
Yeah.
Let alone sit next to my brother, which is hard enough. But it's... Jerry Halliwell found it difficult.
Yeah, and Natalie Imbruglia got a lot of press, didn't she, about wearing the same dress twice in a row, because all eyes are on you for the fashion, sort of what you wear.
It's kind of like, do you really want to do it? But, of course, they do. Katy Perry is the one that's really, because she did American Idol with Simon out there, and she was fantastic. And so she was good on the X Factor, I think, as well.
Tough it might be, I've no doubt about it, but you've got to say, people must be queuing up to get on.
They do queue, and I understand that, but it's still a hard job. Seriously.
It is. What am I on the list? About 4,262.
Well, no, I pushed you up a
next
little bit.
reserve.
Yeah,
I've gone up a place.
Yeah, seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
Still higher up than I am, Charlotte, so I wouldn't worry about it. They say sorry is the hardest word, don't they?
Well, they do indeed, Stephen, and this is the story of Sharon, I was going to say Sharon Stone then, of Sharon Osbourne, who, of course, last year made this really strange attack on Susan Boyle, calling her ugly and hairy, and I don't want to go into any more of it, but... finally, as Sharon does, she does have a habit of saying things that she later regrets. And that's what she's done now. She said sorry after 6 months. But, the thing is, on the serious side of this kind of story is, it's tantamount to bullying. And that's why I don't like it. So I'm pleased that she said sorry, but it shouldn't happen.
No.
Especially not to Susan Boyle. She
no,
seems, her heart's in the right place,
It's just a crazy attack. And just purely, as she admits in this story, Sharon, that, it was just to get publicity. It's not fair.
On someone else's expense, it's not nice. I have to say, I bought Susan Boyle's album a couple of months ago.
Did you?
I didn't think I would, but I did. I went and did it. It's brilliant.
No,
it's
it
really
is good. I love it, and there's another one on the way very shortly.
Oh, is it? Oh, there you go. Something else to add to the list. Now, Lily Allen. Calming down, surely not.
Well, yeah, I know Lily seems to sort of needs to make her mind up a little bit, because last year she said she was going to quit the business, and now she carried on from that. But the thing is about Lily, I think that she kind of knows what she's doing, really, and she's a bright girl, and she's getting into the fashion business now, opening up shops and things like that. But she's saying here that, well, they call her the pop minx, which I think is quite nice. Yeah. She's a bit of a minx, but she's going to, settle down and become a mum. She's 25, but why not?
Good for her.
Yeah.
I tell you what, let's start talking about young people. Just in 30 seconds, a Lineker hitting the bottle.
Yes, well, yes. This is the story of George, Gary's, I think he's 16 or 17 or was 18, having a night out and going a little bit over the top.
It's great pictures. I mean, these are the pictures of an 18-year-old you don't want to see.
But they do a little bit like Gary. You can see them. But, hey, listen, Gary, I think, whatever you say, Gary's a great father, and he'll straighten him out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I think at 18 we all did a bit of that.
Nothing like finding out what you did on a night out, is there, by seeing it in the papers?
It's the downside of it all. Tony, good to see you. Thank you very much indeed. Talking of big stars, let's head down to Wimbledon. Jackie's there, and it's going to be a big day for the women, Jackie. And you look lovely with it, Jackie, but those emails are still coming in.
In the West Midlands says Jackie's a wimp. I went for the papers at 5 o'clock this morning wearing a vest top. You have got a bit of support. Rebecca McGrath says it is fresh out there today. She says she's doing the walk to school and she says I should have put a cardi on.
Yeah, she's right. I mean, I am a wimp. I totally admit it.
Yeah, but you've taken the coat off, Jackie. You look lovely. Got to be said. Try keeping a good book, to be perfectly honest. How's it going to look for the rest of the day, Isabel?
I was going to say I told you so, but that's really annoying, isn't it? I knew that she'd look like this by the end of the programme because every day she just looked fantastic, coat off. Tomorrow a little bit different because there could well be some thundery activity tomorrow. Pretty humid and sticky in the southeast. But there will be some, we need some rain. There will be some rain coming in. We've got some active fronts today.
Well, that's it from the Sunrise team for this morning. Thanks to Tony Cowell for all our showbiz news. But coming up next, of course, it's a live desk with Colin Brazier. All the top stories, including shaking up Britain's foreign policy.